On November 7th, 2006, in broad daylight, something completely unexplained hovered over Chicago O'Hare International Airport, one of the busiest airports on Earth, directly above Gate C17, surrounded by planes, pilots, ground crews, and air traffic controllers. Multiple United Airlines employees saw it, experienced aviation professionals.
I've been at O'Hare for quite some time, and let's just say that I've never seen an object in my time there that looked like this. And I'll tell you, definitely, it was not an airplane as we know it.
What was this strange object? According to officials, nothing, of course. However, we've got alleged photos, videos, and audio to investigate, interviews, and more.
You're seeing flying discs.
Well, look at the pilot and the ramp guys are telling us the C-17, they saw some flying disc above it. We can't see it.
Come on, Sue.
You can't see it, right?
Hey, you guys been celebrating the holidays or anything, or what? You having a Christmas party today? I haven't seen anything, Sue. And if I did, I wouldn't admit to it. No, I haven't.
Is there a leaked video out there that could be the real deal from a US contractor that catches the object on film, somehow going under the radar? We're going to dig deep into the event, the witnesses, the investigations that followed, and why none of it makes sense.
Yeah, United is now acknowledging that they were approached by employees, so they've done that flip-flop, and I'm trying to locate photos of this. I'm told there may be photos.
Really? Wow. That would be cool.
As always, this is a tinfoil report. Please rate this event on a scale from 1 to 10 based on how likely you think this case is down in the comments below. At approximately 4:15 p.m., a United Airlines ramp worker noticed something unusual in the sky above Concourse C. It was described not as a plane, it was hovering. Up to as many as a dozen witnesses would consistently describe this object as a disc, gray or metallic, hovering silently up to 24 feet in diameter, with one mechanic that worked for United later saying, "I know what I saw, and it was definitely not an airplane," end quote. The object hovered for several minutes, long enough for multiple employees to gather and watch it together. Then suddenly, it shot straight up. It would actually leave a perfectly circular hole in the cloud layer exactly where it had been before. The media wouldn't catch on until about early 2007.
United Airlines employees who swear it was something otherworldly in the skies above Chicago's O'Hare Airport on November 7th, but neither the FAA nor indeed their own employer appears to be taking them serious.
But I want to focus on this leaked conversation of news coverage before the story went live.
With this UFO
Oh my God. Did you see it hit the Fox crawl Monday night?
Did it? It's just been everywhere. I mean,
so where's the latest on the investigation in the FAA then?
Well,
is it by this time tomorrow going to prove?
Yeah, United is now acknowledging that they were approached by employees, so they've done that flip-flop, and I'm trying to locate photos of this. I'm told there may be photos.
Really? Wow. That would be cool.
Oh yeah, and I'm getting tons of emails from other people who outside the airport as well as at O'Hare who also either cited that same object or saw the hole in the sky and said, "What is that?"
Wow. Okay, so what did it look like again to the folks who saw it? It was a saucer-like object
it was
hovering over the United terminal, right?
Yeah, directly over Gate C17. And it was stationary in the sky, dark gray metallic, like I say, saucer-shaped, no lights, and it was there for some minutes. And then when it disappeared, it just streaked through the clouds with such energy that it broke a big blue hole in the overcast, and the hole remained there for several minutes until the wind drifted and pushed the clouds back together. Researchers at major U.S. universities who've attempted to do their own investigations, and when they go to the government to try to get information, they get stonewalled. So there really is this universal feeling that the government knows a lot more than it's willing to tell.
Man, okay.
I find this conversation really interesting. We learn the airport isn't cooperating. We learn that there may have been photos taken from this event. The reporter also comes across as a really open and refreshing person as well. Leading the investigative trail was John Hilkovich from the Chicago Tribune.
January 1st, 2007, based on a alleged incident that occurred at O'Hare above Gate C17 on November 7th, 2006. The reason there was a several month lag in us reporting it or even deciding whether to report it at all was that I had to track down the witnesses of this alleged incident. And what fascinated me was the fact that these were all such credible observers. These were pilots, these were ramp workers and mechanics who were jockeying planes back and forth from the hangar, who all, down to a person, reported the exact same sighting. This metallic gray spear-shaped or disc-shaped object hovering stationary in place about 1,500 feet above Gate C17. And then they all described this departure where it just left suddenly with such velocity and speed that it poked this donut-shaped hole in what was otherwise a very cloud-covered sky that day.
According to his 2007 article, as we see here, a United spokeswoman said that there's no record of a UFO report concerning this incident. She said United officials do not recall discussion of any such event. There's nothing in the duty manager log, which is used to report unusual incidents, said United spokeswoman Megan McCarthy. I checked around. There's no record of anything. Very interesting comment from Mrs. McCarthy. Later, through a Freedom of Information Act request, we would get leaked FAA air traffic control audio recordings heard here.
Okay, I'm sorry. What can I do for you now?
All right. I told Dave there was a disc flying outside above Charlie 17, and he thought I was pretty much high. But I'm not high, and I'm not drinking.
Yeah.
Someone actually has a picture of it, so if you guys see it out there,
A disc? Like a frisbee?
like a UFO type thing.
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
They have a picture of it.
How high above Charlie 17?
Well, it was above our tower. So, if you happen to see anything...
You know what? I'll keep a peeled eye for that.
All right.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Tower Cab, this is Dave.
Okay, Roger, United ATC.
Yeah, Roger.
I got an interesting one for you, Dave, here. Some of our employees, I don't know if you heard anything about this, some of our pilots on the ground were reporting a UFO sighting at 1,000 feet from the seaside of the airport. Did you guys hear anything about
You know what? The ramp tower called me, I want to say about 10, 15 minutes ago. We have not seen anything up there.
Okay,
Because she said it was right around Gate C17.
okay,
But, I mean, and since she called, I've been looking, but we have not seen anything.
okay.
You know, I mean, if we do, oh well, I guess, you know.
Well, no, I was just wondering, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe we'll have to give him 27 right.
Yeah, I know. Either that or you guys unveiled a brand new aircraft that I didn't tell anybody about.
I know.
But, no, we have not seen anything, but we will surely keep an eye out, that's for sure.
Thank you very much.
No problems.
Bye.
I gotta do that.
Ground Gateway 5668, set in the penalty box, ready to go to the North Port.
Gateway 5668, you can use Alpha to North Port and use caution for the UFOs.
Alpha to the North Port, we'll take a look. United Maintenance 44.
Okay, it's 44, thank you.
All right.
44 is going around the North Port.
Excellent.
You got Eagle and SkyWest over here
that.
coming around this way. He's turning in no factory. You really got no other gate holds. All right. Somebody reported a UFO or a flying disc above Charlie Concourse, seriously.
Excellent.
Yeah. So nobody can
keep my eyes open.
nobody can see it, but use caution.
All right.
And that's pretty much it. Gateway 5668.
5668, go ahead.
Yeah, look out your window. Do you see anything above United's concourse? They actually, believe it or not, they called us and said somebody observed a flying disc about 1,000 feet above the Gate Charlie 17. You see anything over there?
Not that I can tell.
Okay. Yeah, I thought my job was stressful.
We saw it a half hour ago.
Who saw it?
A whole bunch of us over at the Charlie Concourse.
Really? You guys did? Who's this?
The United taxi mechanics. Thought it was a balloon, but we're not sure.
You tell me if it sounds like nothing unusual is happening. And we hear it again. Potential photo taken? And of course we still have the videos to get to, which we will. Hilkovich would also interview more witnesses who would only speak anonymously.
I have documentation between United Airlines managers to their bosses saying we've received reports of this from our employees. What do we do? Some of these employees were brought in, interviewed, even asked to draw sketches of what they saw. Yeah. So what's equally important is not just the caliber of these witnesses, but the Tribune's ability to document for no better word, a cover-up by both United Airlines and the FAA, because when I went to both parties, they flatly said they knew nothing about this, that my call was the first information they received. And in fact, I have correspondence that shows that they clearly were told about it and communicated internally and externally about it.
Hilkovich's list of United workers that remained anonymous out of fear of losing their jobs included mechanics, ramp workers, a pilot, and even supervisors. Hilkovich later said in interviews that United employees were frustrated and disturbed by how quickly the incident was dismissed. Let's listen to this interview with a witness who is also speaking anonymously.
Other worlds? You don't believe this was possibly your imagination?
It was definitely not my imagination.
Joe was a mechanic for United Airlines. While taxiing a jumbo jet to the hangar, he and another mechanic
Looked out the window in the general direction and noticed an object up in the sky, dark gray object sitting above the terminal complex.
Joe, which is not his real name, is one of several airport workers, some of whom have talked to the Chicago Tribune, who say they saw a saucer-shaped UFO hovering just beneath the clouds at the airport. A spokesperson for United Airlines says, "We are aware of what the employees said they saw, but this is not something United would investigate. Talk to the FAA," says the airline. The TSA and the Chicago Department of Aviation also told us to talk to the FAA. So we did, and an FAA spokesperson told us we too don't have the power to investigate.
I've been at O'Hare for quite some time, and let's just say that I've never seen an object in my time there that looked like this. And I'll tell you, definitely, it was not an airplane as we know it.
And you don't believe it was a weather phenomenon?
Not at all. Not for a minute.
While we don't know who they are, they seem pretty confident here. So what's the story here from the authorities? First, the FAA said we've got nothing on the case. Okay, that's fine, but then, when the FOIA conversation came up, somehow the story changed to, well, actually, we do have something on that. We just didn't investigate it further than witness reports because nothing unusual was appearing on radar and controllers saw nothing. The leading theory in the FAA clubhouse was a weather phenomenon, specifically something called a hole punch cloud, which is a rare meteorological event where ice crystals create circular gaps in clouds. I'm not going to pretend to be a meteorological expert. I do find it hard to believe that over a dozen people would be fooled into thinking a circular cloud was a metallic gray disc-shaped craft, especially 12 people that maybe worked at an airport as United Airlines workers and see airplanes every single day. Not saying that they're infallible, but the claim was that the craft actually created this circular hole in the clouds. While the FAA itself wouldn't investigate, NARCAP did. NARCAP is the National Aviation Reporting Center on Anomalous Phenomenon. Their specialty is looking into UAP incidents involving flight safety. Led by Dr. Richard Haynes, a former NASA researcher, NARCAP conducted a full review. Their conclusions in the over 100-page report were that witnesses were credible and experienced, descriptions were consistent, no radar data explained the object, no weather balloon launches were logged, and the hole in the clouds matched the object's reported size. During their investigation, they also heard from employees that rather than investigate, people were asked to keep quiet. Again, we're hearing numerous credible witnesses describing consistent potential craft. Of course, what could be better but a picture or even a video? Let's talk about the pictures first. As we heard on the FAA conversation, somebody attempted to take a photo potentially, a digital camera may have been used, and a pilot may have tried to photograph it out the window. We aren't sure if that photo has been released publicly. If it has been either dismissed or debunked. UFO researchers search forums like Above Top Secret, or ATS, and early YouTube uploads, which is where two potential candidates were found. NARCAP would later say that at least one image was, quote, a confirmed hoax. In this image that is supposedly the one of the confirmed hoax, more air traffic savvy people have stated that these planes that are in the image are not the correct planes to be at the O'Hare Airport in 2006. Even if we rule one image out, I do like to verify and vet things before I just let other people say, hey, that's debunked online, anonymously. Here's an example. One of the most famous and credible UFO cases in history, the Tic Tac incident off the coast of California in 2004, was actually first discussed and leaked on the forum above Top Secret. This post, posted April 2nd, 2007, describes the incident exactly how it would later be revealed. A giant tic-tac shaped object hovering over the ocean before rapidly evading fighter jets. Here's the thing, the poster also posted video of the tic-tac incident. They leaked it. You know what they were met with at the time? Comments filled the thread with, "This is a hoax because of this. This is a fake because of this. Stop faking." This video and other videos would then be brought out of the US government by Luis Elizondo and then testified before Congress by the pilots that actually chased the Tic Tac themselves. So it seems it wasn't a hoax, fake video. All this to say, just because people say that's been debunked and it's fake and it's a hoax online anonymously, I'd like to check all sources I can and view everything and try to find every piece of evidence I can and then make an informed decision. This is of course not to say believe any photo or video you see with this stuff in it, but I'm not going to say something's fake just because an anonymous profile does online. I'll try to go where the evidence leads and vet things wherever I can. Next, let's go to one of two interesting videos to show. I know what you're thinking, blurry. Again, this is 2006 camera phones. It's probably a Razr flip phone at best. Very unclear video and they stopped filming. Interesting, but of course hard to verify. Even more interesting is this video, found from YouTuber Alien Archive. I'll play it first, then we will break it down in great detail.
Juliet, do you have traffic for us at 2 o'clock? 70 Juliet, 1 o'clock and 10 miles eastbound is sitting at a 29, but that's about all that's out there. Okay. 7 Juliet. 7 Juliet, come. We got traffic here about 1:30 or 2 o'clock. It's very bright, doesn't seem to be moving, just changing colors. I don't think it's a star. It looks like it's about 8 or 10 miles west. Actually, I'm showing a target 12:30, 10 miles, appears to be southbound, type altitude. We're up here at 38, so I doubt that's him. This thing looks the same altitude as us. Roger that. Connie 705, traffic 2 o'clock, 15 miles southbound, type of altitude unknown. Let me see what you see up there. Should be up around 39,000. Yeah, I see something on the fish finder. 1909, just sitting.
This video was a later addition to the deep dive, and it can be hard to make out perfect, but there's a ton of information in here. Let's dive deep. Starting off, according to Alien Archive, this video is from ATAC, Airborne Tactical Advantage Operations Center, who were, quote, tracking the alien craft an hour after the O'Hare incident, end quote. The video itself is fascinating. The HUD is almost a goldmine in itself. Right off the bat, we see in the lower right-hand corner of the screen the acronyms ORD, which is of course for O'Hare International Airport, and ATAC, which is just a quick Google search away. We can definitely see it's a contractor who would potentially have had the tech or access to monitor this at the time. They work closely with the Navy and Air Force. On the lower left-hand side, it says SIGINT, which is Signal Intelligence. The acronym near the middle scrolling bar reads SITREP, or Situation Report, which is basically a status report for the current situation at hand. Through the scroll bar, we are given some very interesting details. Designation, Fast Mover Bravo, which if you don't know, it's rumored that the government actually has an internal program for UFOs investigating so-called fast movers. Seems to also have a connection with UFOs that have been seen potentially traveling underwater, or transmedium craft which can enter the air or sea or even space unimpeded. I believe we also see it tagged FAA. Again, we also see it's confirming O'Hare again, both ORD and also it does eventually say O'Hare International Airport. We get the description that they are tracking the target, also specific coordinates for the target. We also see that it's a Class 1, whatever that means. The date itself on the HUD is correct. I know not the clearest picture from 2007, but the left screen shows potential imagery of an object, while the chatter mentions things changing colors that aren't a star.
Center 7 Sierra Julie.
7 Sierra Julie, echo.
We got traffic here about 1:30 or 2 o'clock. It's very bright, doesn't seem to be moving, just changing colors. I don't think it's a star. It looks like it's about 8 or 10 miles west.
The audio could very well be overlaid on here. The left side source video obviously looks to be time-lapse, so it could really depend on how Airborne Tactical Advantage Company edits their videos internally, or it could be fake. The right side viewpoint, also time-lapse, appears to be an aerial viewpoint, but I'll admit, I may just need an expert to inform me on this one. All things considered, I found this video extremely interesting, and I hadn't seen it anywhere else. I don't believe this is a fake video from the HUD itself. It looks to be extremely old, seems to be consistent as well. So is this the equivalent of the Tic Tac video that has somehow just gone unnoticed? As for YouTuber Alien Archive, I had to ask how and where they downloaded the source video from, which didn't get a response, and that is also understandable. I'd just really love to know where they got this data. They have a great channel, and I'd highly recommend checking them out. If anyone else can find more sources for this video, that would be highly appreciated. So the question remains, were photos taken and then quietly collected? Or did no one manage to capture it in time? Are the videos legit? Questions as always. If we had all the answers already, this would be a post-disclosure channel, but we will get there. So this was a case at a major US airport in daylight with trained aviation personnel, documented FAA audio, a visible atmospheric anomaly, potential videos out there, and the FAA says nothing to see here, move along. Was this nothing to see here? This being a tinfoil report, I'd love to hear everyone's grade on a scale of this from 1 to 10, with 1 being a hoax or just a cloud, and 10 being a UFO. Comment down below. Personally, I'm at a 9.5 on this one. I think this is one of the more underrated sightings out there. Anytime there's that many reported credible witnesses, in the modern age, you have to think it's something. Airlines and the FAA changing their story is odd. And if employees were asked to draw what they saw then not talk about it, that says a lot to me. Reported photographs, even if one of them is confirmed a hoax. The dialogue from the FAA is very interesting. And then we have the videos, with one being very unclear, but the other one, is this the smoking gun? I'm not sure. The only thing that keeps this from a 10 out of 10 for me is a little bit of physical evidence. Something like evidence collected from the ground, like in the Lonnie Zamora case. Maybe radar data. This craft did not show up on radar. To me, everything paints a pretty clear picture of what seemingly happened here. I just need that one small thing that pushes me to an undeniable. Though if we could verify this video, I think that would do it. But I want to hear what you think. Thanks as always for liking, subscribing, and all your support. Sorry for the bit of a break I had over the holidays. Let me know if there's anything you'd like me to cover, and stay curious. Catch you next time.